Hello, I'm Alan Bow. I'm a co-founder on the SASjs project. And in this short video, we're going to explain a bit about the file uploader functionality that we've built. So we've actually built a demo app that you can go to github/sasjs/file uploader. And if you copy these 3 lines of code from the README and stick them into SAS Studio and run them, it will actually create the backend services and deploy the front end, or using SAS code. This SAS code will run on both SAS 9 and Viya. In Viya, it will deploy to this location in SAS Drive. In SAS 9, it would deploy to whichever location you put there in SAS metadata. So yeah, we call this functionality streaming apps, and it's streaming because the front end is being deployed from services, essentially. Well, I say service, but as you can see from the URL here, it's actually in Viya, it comes from a file. You can store files in SAS Drive. And a little hack that we've discovered is that if you put _debug2, then you serve the content through an iframe, which means that your URI there is not being redirected to a UUID, which basically means you can share this URL and hit refresh. So yeah, that makes the links more portable. So how does this work? You choose a directory, choose a file. I'll just pick some YAML file, hit upload. And if I crack open the DevTools here, look at the network requests. So what the adapter is doing is creating a compute session, and then it will send the file to the compute session where some SAS code will write to that directory, and it returns a directory listing. So that's the process. It's now executed. Just to explain a bit about what's going on in the source code. So all the front end is in the source folder, SRC, and if you want to configure this for your own environment, then you can set your own app lock here, and various other settings. We've also enabled the redirected login mechanism. What's this? This is a new feature in the SASjs adapter that allows for 2-factor authentication and alternative authentication flows. And just to demonstrate that, if I log out here of SAS Studio, so I'm now signed out of Viya. So what will happen when I try and load another file? Hit upload. So the first response is I'm not logged in. So there's a pop-up window. I can sign in, use any other 2-factor authentication needed. It automatically closes the box and resubmits the request. So yeah, that's our new login mechanism. I won't wait for that to finish. Let's go back to the source code. So that's the front end, and you can obviously just deploy this front end to a web server. The back end is always described in the SASjs config. So in the SASjs config, we can see there's one folder for services. This is the configuration for the streaming app. So Streamweb is true, so it's deployed as a streaming app. All the files in this folder will be deployed to this subfolder in SAS Drive. And I've defined 2 targets. A target is the place you deploy your application. So I've got a Viya target, server type SAS Viya, and a SAS 9 target, server type SAS 9. So that describes the project. And then if I go into this folder here, I've just got a few services. There's an append service, which if you're loading a large file, say, 200 meg, what the front end will do is chunk that into 5 chunks of 5 megabytes and then upload them one chunk at a time. So yeah, using this approach, you can upload very large files. So this isn't necessarily a good approach for loading large files into SAS, but it could get you out of a particular use case. So yeah, if you like it and if you've got any questions, you can raise an issue or get in touch with any of us directly. Thanks very much.